Welcome to Happily Ever Caffeinated, the wedding video series where we get stupid high on coffee and talk about weddings. I'm Jessie, the co-founder of Photo Bohemia, and I'm here today with Nathan Coe Marsh. He's an entertainer that teaches event planners how to design more engaging live events. And in this episode, you will see how to make people come alive. Yeah, you like that?
I like that. Yeah.
Come alive for your wedding. How to make them have fun before the wedding even starts. Let's get going.
Let's do it.
All right, we need some coffee first. Cheers. All right. So happy you can make it from Orlando to come all the way over here.
Long walk.
The long walk, and you came here just for this. Say yes. Of course. I'm so excited to hear your idea, especially because this is something different for us, because in our idea of what we were doing, we were showing like wedding dresses and wedding coordinators and things like that, and you're pure entertainment.
Absolutely, yeah, pure entertainment. But what's interesting is I've learned that my craft of how do you grab people's attention, how do you build up. It really has a lot of parallels to the event world, and it has a lot of event parallels to how you create events that are going to grab people, that are going to keep them moving, that they're going to talk about and remember forever. One of the things that I see so many brides and my friends do this, when they're looking at, say, a DJ or whatnot, they're thinking about, it makes perfect sense, the music, the party, all that component, which is important, which is critical.
Yeah.
But what people don't sometimes realize is that, and I know it's dangerous using a sports metaphor on a wedding show, but
take it easy on me. I mean, I know that this one is a football, right?
Absolutely, yes,
okay,
yes, that's it. Your MC, your DJ really is the quarterback of the event. Because they've got the microphone, because they're the one that is really directing the focus and directing the attention throughout, there's a real responsibility that goes with that.
Right.
With having somebody who's not going to open his mouth until he knows exactly what's going on, exactly what he's going to say, and the next level, which can do so much to get rid of your stress on the day of the event, can make sure everything is running smoothly and you can enjoy the day that's just for you and your loved one, is somebody who is really good at coordinating with other vendors.
Right.
So that moment when to have the timeline in front of you and before announcing, the cake cutting or whatnot, to coordinate with photo, to coordinate with video, make sure they know what's going on, make sure they're in position, make sure, hey, before everybody crowds around and the cousin who just got his new camera is flashing away.
Love those cousins.
You gotta love them.
Yeah.
You gotta love them.
Or an iPad.
Even better. Oh yes. Oh yeah. That's the ideal way to take a photo.
Obviously.
There's no better way
From
than
the
an
front
iPad.
row.
Yes, of course.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. That's the way to do it. Hey, do you want to have an opportunity to photograph the couple before that?
Right.
So it's really about getting a read on not just what's the music style, and obviously you want to be comfortable with that. You want to be comfortable with somebody you can work with, but does this person really understand how to be a team player to contribute to the whole event? And what's their presence like on a microphone? Are they able to grab people? Are they able to make people interested? That build up to your entrance for your first dance is such a critical moment. And so somebody who can own the room in that moment and turn it over and make you look great in the spotlight, huge asset.
Could not agree more. Now, we were talking earlier, you had some other ideas that were really fun about engagement even before the wedding starts, but pre-MC, before we even get to that point.
Yeah.
Having fun with the guests that are coming out. Talk to me a little bit about that.
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the things that, and this is especially destination weddings, because you've got to think from your audience's point of view with all of this, as they're, it's a hugely important event for you.
Right.
It's another wedding for them, and so one of the biggest
cost.
Absolutely. Finding creative ways to grab their attention, pull them into the story of your relationship, build that anticipation weeks in advance. Let me give you some really cool concrete examples from the event world.
Okay.
A friend of mine, Brad Henderson, is an event producer based in Austin, Texas.
Okay.
And he was assigned to do, in 2012, they were working on a fundraiser, and they had this idea, the Mayan calendar was running out.
End of the world.
End of the world party.
I love that end of the world.
Party like it's the end of the world.
Yes.
So what they were doing now, they had, it was a major fundraising event. It was really important to them to attract people in, so they wanted a really cool invitation piece. And they sent people a cover letter with a little black pyramid.
Okay.
And the cover letter said, to keep going, release the secret from the pyramid. And so what people ended up doing was breaking the pyramid And inside there's a little piece of paper that has the web address to all the details about the event.
Perfect.
But on the back it says, we expect some very unusual things to happen. Whatever you do, don't do anything unlucky. And at that moment, they realized the pyramid they just broke was made of mirror. So here's the cool
That's
thing,
awesome.
but here's
Yes.
the cool piece, because if you get that, now imagine getting that and going through that whole process, right? Versus getting a little card in the mail that says, here's the date, here's the time. It's engaged you, and it's engaged you for a couple reasons. First, you've given them a cool visual. And so that's one of the things I would think about is, a lot of people go with letterpress is beautiful, they go with all these beautiful design things that are wonderful, but don't limit yourself to just the classic flat card. Think about, as a couple, was there a time or a story that your friends can connect to that maybe there's some object, like maybe you both love Hemingway and you send an old hardback of Hemingway.
Send them a cat in the mail.
Send them a cat, absolutely. Yes.
Perfect.
Yes,
Awesome.
yes. Or FedEx them an old hardcover book that says, you guys have been such an important part of our story, handwritten in there. We would love you to be a part of the next chapter.
Oh, I love that. That's a great idea. Even if you don't like Hemingway, that's a great
Right,
idea.
right, whatever it is. This is a story. And you're telling your story and you're making them an engaged, excited
They
part.
feel like a part of it from the beginning, from the very first, out of the gate.
Right there, absolutely. The best advice I ever got as a performer was from a guy by the name of Gregg Dean, who's a comedian in LA. And he says, do the show that's in front of you, not the one that's in your head. And the lesson there, I think, is, and I see this with a lot of brides, I see it with a lot of event planners, I see it with a lot of performers, we get so attached to our vision of it being like this and like this and like this and like this, and that's great, and that's such a fun part of planning a wedding, is getting the moment to just have that creativity and have that and fall in love with that. But don't let that be a source of stress.
Right.
Don't let on the day of, when things, because it's a live situation, things aren't going to be the way you pictured them.
It might rain.
Have fun.
Have fun. Be
Have
fluid.
fun. Be fluid.
Nice.
Embrace that and run with it, and you're going to have an amazing time.
I love it. I have to share my favorite one memory from a wedding. It was down in Boca Grande. Gorgeous. Rained the entire day. It was an outdoor wedding under a tent. Rained the entire day. The bride was so chill. Didn't care. Had a blast. Halfway through the reception, the dance floor flooded. Just completely flooded. They decided to turn it into a slip and slide. I've never been happier at a wedding than to see all of the guests slip and sliding and then doing the New York kick the water. It was wonderful. Be fluid.
Be fluid. Do the
Enjoy.
doing the show that's in front of them, and
That's
not
a
the
good
one that's
life
in their
motto
head.
as well.
I think so. Yeah.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
I think so,
It's
yeah.
been such a pleasure to have you here,
Oh.
all the way from Orlando.
Absolutely.
Thank you
So
much
great
for
to be here,
joining us.
Jessie. Absolutely.
Yes. Awesome. Thanks.
Always question with the Q. Questions help us learn things new. Question marks are very cool, especially when you're in school. Always question when you try. You'll find who, what, where, when, why. Question marks are very fun. Let's break them down.